Happy Tuesday to everybody. Hope you are having a good day. Your day is off to a good start. We are at the second game of the June 27th schedule, which is the New York Yankees hosting the Boston Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. It's game number 499 overall on the replay. And one oddity is neither one of these starting pitchers was carded by Strat, but I have the cards so we can play the game. Oil Can Boyd and Bob Tewksbury are your starting pitchers. If we look at the records of the two teams, the Yankees are 41 and 32. They are chasing the Milwaukee Brewers, but a distant third place for the Yankees. Boston way back in the pack, 29 and 43. So this game was played on a Saturday, June 27th. Ricky Henderson will be back he'll be back actually for the first game that they play in Toronto, which will be on the 29th. There's one more game here at Yankee Stadium against the Red Sox on the 28th. But then on Monday the 29th, when they go to Toronto, Ricky Henderson will be back and active on the roster. So let's go to the Strat computer and get everything lined up. Look at Tewksbury on the real season in 6 starts. He was 1-4 with a 6.75 ERA. This is start number 3 for him on the replay. On the replay, he's 0-1 with an ERA of 9. 12 innings pitched, 18 hits, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Of course, very small sample size. Ellis Burks will do the leading off for the Red Sox. And Ellis Burks on the replay is hitting a dead even 300. It's very interesting, his stats. He has exactly 200 at-bats going into this game, and he's hitting exactly 300, which is kind of interesting. Real world, he had 558 at-bats and hit 272. So that's where we are there. But before the game gets going and we toss the very first set of dice for the first pitch of the game, we have the ceremonial first sip, which is tradition for the channel. And that is some good coffee. All right, so we are ready to get going here. Bob Tewksbury taking on Ellis Burks. See if I can get him a little closer here, maybe. I don't want to lose too much peripheries, but I want to get as close as I can to the cards as well, so they're easier to see. Hopefully that's a good spot right there. And we're underway. That is a 5-6 for Tewksbury. That's a ground ball to short, so Wayne Tollison will take care of that, no problems. 1 away. And that's going to bring up Marty Barrett, second baseman for the Red Sox. And we'll get his numbers on the replay. He is hitting 319, no homers, 19 driven in. He hit 293 real world. 4-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. So Tewksbury's got the ground ball working. 2 up, 2 down for Wade Boggs. Boggs hitting 346 on the replay. 12 homers, 36 driven in. He hit 363 real world. 4-7, and that's a solid single for Wade Boggs. 2-out single for Boggs. He is no threat to run. Tewksbury is a +1 hold. He's a -1, but Salas is a +2 for a net +1. And Jim Rice, the cleanup hitter, steps to the plate. Left fielder, he's hitting 268 on the replay, 6 homers, 36 driven in. He hit 277 real world. First havoc roll of the game with somebody on base. Nothing happening. Rice, 1-4. That's a ground ball to third, and Pagliarulo will go ahead and throw it to first, keep it easy, and that's going to end the inning. So a single by Boggs, but nothing else comes of it. At the end of half inning to play, it is the Red Sox nothing, the Yankees coming to bat here at Yankee Stadium. And Oil Can Boyd, limited duties for Oil Can on the 87 season. I believe he was injured a lot of the season. In the real season, in 7 starts, he was 1-3 with a 5.24 ERA. This is start number 2 for him on the replay. He has no one-loss record. His ERA is 9. 5 innings pitched, 10 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Oil Can Boyd. And that'll bring up Willie Randolph. Randolph hitting 272 on the replay. 3 homers, 28 driven in. He hit 305 in the real season. That's a 5-8, and that's a ground ball to second. Marty Barrett, first X check of the game. He is a 2-11 for Marty Barrett. 2 and a 6. You would think he would get to that. 2 and a 6. Shouldn't be an issue, you wouldn't think. Up, G2. That's a 12, and he's in the 11, second base. There is no 12 there, so good play from Marty Barrett. He will take care of Randolph, 1 away. Good start for Oil Can. We go to Gary Ward, center fielder. Ward hitting 217 on the replay, 7 homers, 28 driven in. He hit 248 real world. 2-4 for Ward, and that is a ground ball right back to Boyd. Easy play, 2 down. And so far, except for the hit by Wade Boggs, nothing has left the infield. Here's Don Mattingly, first baseman. Mattingly hitting 295 on the replay, 9 homers, 31 driven in. He hit 327 real world. That's a 4-4, and that's going to be a catcher X. We're looking at Rich Gedman. 3E15 for Gedman. 3 and a 15, 3 and a 16 as a catcher. Nobody's on base, so there shouldn't be any issues, period. Let's see, 3 and a 16 is a foul out. That's a 5. Rare play foul out. So let's see what a rare play foul out talks about. Over here, rare play with runner on first base. So there's nobody on first base. Pop-up foul in territory. Catcher gets to the railing just as the fan reaches out and ejects or deflects the ball. The umpire rules that the batter is out on fan interference. And I'm just going to call it a foul out and be done with it. And that will end the inning. Good morning, Jason. So Mattingly fouls out to Gedman, and that will end the inning. So very, very productive inning for both starting pitchers. Off to good starts. We go to the top of the second. And Don Baylor, designated hitter, will lead things off. Baylor, the DH as usual, is hitting 235 on the replay. 7 homers, 37 driven in. He hit 245 real world. 3-8, and that's going to be a leadoff walk. First walk issued by Tewksbury. Tewksbury walked 7, struck out 12 in his 33 innings of real pitching. Baylor is no threat to run. And here's Dewey Evans, first baseman. Evans on the replay, hitting 356. He's really been tearing it up. 17 homers, 53 driven in. He hit 306 real world. But he's been on a hot June tear right now. 2-7, and he's going to walk. So back-to-back walks issued by Tewksbury. And just like that, first and second, nobody out for Todd Benzinger, right fielder. Benzinger hitting 474, but only in 19 at-bats. No homers, 2 driven in. He hit 278 real world. Switch hitter. Tewksbury 1-4. That's a ground ball pitcher A, so it's going to be a double play. It's going to go 1-6-3 for 2 quick outs. Baylor does take third, but that'll take the starch out of any rally. And now with 2 outs and a runner at third, it's the first clutch situation of the game. And that belongs to Spike Owen, shortstop. In the clutch, he does gain a couple of hits, 110 and 112. Everywhere else, he is the same. On the replay, hitting 241, a homer and 10 driven in. He hit 259 real world. That's a 6-9, switch hitter batting left. That's a single to center field, so it's an RBI single for Spike Owen. Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. Spike Owen, RBI single. And now Owen, I don't think he's going to try to do anything, though, here. Rich Gedman, the batter, number 9 hitter. He steps to the plate. He's hitting 168 on the replay. No homers, 12 driven in. He hit 205 real world. 4-6. And that's another single. This one, 2 stars. So that's going to put runners at the corners. Red Sox aren't done yet, despite the double play. They're looking for more. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Ellis Burks. Burks in the clutch. Loses a couple of hits, 1-9, 1-10. And also 2 more hits, 2-8, 2-12. 4-8, and that's going to be an in-home run chance, 1-12, but that's a 13. Wow, came that close. Fly ball to left field, hauled in by Easler right at the warning track. Almost a 3-run home run from Burks, but not quite. Red Sox settle for 1. And at the end of 1.5, it's Boston 1, Yankees nothing. Good morning, Dan. Still got a little tickle in my throat, so I'm trying to get rid of it. Hopefully it won't, I won't cough on the, into the microphone here. I'm hoping not anyway. Another swig of coffee might help. All right. Dave Winfield, Mr. May, as he's affectionately known, is going to lead things off. He's hitting 253, 16 homers, 42 driven in. He had 275 in the actual season. 1-5 for Winfield, and he'll walk. So that's what got Tewksbury in trouble in the top half of the inning, were walks, and now Oil Can Boyd has done the same, at least halfway. Here's Claudell Washington, the designated hitter. Washington hitting 298 on the replay, 2 homers, 17 driven in. He at 279 real world. 4-6, and that's a trouble spot for Boyd. 1-13 is a triple. Claudell Washington did not have any triples in the season, so we're going to make that a double, but the run's going to score automatically, as if it was a triple. So an RBI double for Claudell Washington, and we are tied at 1 apiece. And that'll bring up Mike Easler, left fielder, hitting 250 on the replay in just 44 at-bats. No homers, 3 driven in. He at 281 real world. 1-7 for Easler. That is a single to right field. Benziger out there is a -1 arm. Washington runs at a 15, not being held to 16. The -1 would be a 15. But with nobody out, I think they're going to, just go station to station for now. There's no reason to send him with nobody out. So runners are on the corners with no one out from Mike Pagliarulo. Pags hitting 251, 20 homers, 40 driven in on the replay, hit 234 real world. Red Sox are back to turn 2. They'll give up the run to get 2 outs. That's a 4-9. That's a ground ball, shortstop X. Spike Owen, a 3-E-17. 3 and a 5. They'll be lucky to get 1 out, much less a double play. 3 and a 5 might actually sneak through. 3 and a 5. Nope, he's actually going to get to it. It's a G3 pound, but he wouldn't hold anybody on. So all runners are going to advance a base. And that's that's the second rare play that's come up. This one on a G3. And it says batter lines a shot that blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course. The not so rare play. So it's just going to be a 6-3 ground out. RBI ground out by Pagliarulo. Washington scores to give the Yankees the lead 2-1. Easler will take second. Pagliarulo RBI number 42 on the replay with that RBI ground out. And now that brings up Mark Salas. 1 out, runner at second. Salas, the catcher, hitting 182 on the replay, 3 homers, 11 driven in. He hit 250 real world. Only had 77 at bats so far. 4-8, and that's a strikeout for Oil Can Boyd, his first strikeout of the game. That is out number 2, and it's up to Wayne Tollison, the shortstop, in a clutch situation. In the clutch, he loses a couple hits, 3 of them actually, 2-5, 2-9, 2-10. Tollison on the replay hitting .235, 2 homers, 17 driven in. He hit .221 in the actual season. 4-12, switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Evans. He's a 4.E25. Oh, 4-2. That's going to get by for a hit. That should be an RBI. 4-2 is an SI2, so that will score the run from second. So Easer will come around to score. 3-1 Yankees. RBI single from Wayne Tollison. That's an 8, and we'll check the E25. There's a 9 there, but no 8, so it won't be an error, but it will be a single. 2 stars, and the Yankees take a 3-1 lead, as Evans doesn't have the range at first base to get to it. So here's Willie Randolph back to the top of the order. And Tollison, does he want to try to get a lead? No, not really. So Tollison will stay where he is, and here's Randolph. 5-4. Ground ball third base X. We're looking at Boggs. 2E16. 2-15. He'll get to that pretty easily. That is a 14, and he is an E16. E16, there's a 14 sitting right here for a 1 base error on Wade Boggs. E5. The inning will continue. The error on Boggs. And now we turn it over to Gary Ward in a clutch situation. Ward in the clutch actually gains a hit on 210. That's his only difference. That's a 2-4, and that's a ground ball right back to Boyd, and that will end the inning. But 3 runs for the Yankees, and they take a 3-1 lead over the Red Sox after 2. All right, Marty Barrett. Well, first got to put the into the computer the out for Ward so we can move on. Top of the third, Marty Barrett. 1-8 for Barrett. A 1-2 is a home run, but that's a 20, so just a fly to left. 1 away for Wade Boggs. It's a 1-7 for Boggs. That's a 1-14 for a double. That's a 17, so yet another single for Wade Boggs. He will not be held. Here's Jim Rice. .18 for Rice, and that's a strikeout. For Tewksbury, that's his first strikeout. 2 down is DH Don Baylor. Walked and scored his first time. 2-11. And that's a ballpark blast for Don Baylor. It's a 1-9, and that's a 7. It's gone. So again, with the home runs, we'll get a close-up. 2-11 for Don Baylor against the righties is that diamond shot. And that is a 2-11 on the dice. Yankee Stadium, 1-9 for right-handed hitters to hit home runs, and that's a 7. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Don Baylor, and this game is tied at 3 apiece. Don Baylor. He will later get traded to Minnesota mid-season, but right now he's with the Red Sox. And he's putting a 2-run homer on the board. And for Baylor, that is his 8th home run of the replay. He had 16 real worlds, right at the halfway mark. But he's behind because that was at bat 265. He only had 388 real worlds. So while some of the players are significantly ahead of the pace on their home runs, Don Baylor's actually a little bit behind. But he'll take it there. It's 3-3. And here is Dewey Evans. 3-7 for Evans, and that's another walk. Third walk issued by Tewksbury. I don't expect either pitcher to be around past about the fourth inning by the way they're going. This could be a bullpen day. Here's Todd Benzinger. Three-7 for Benzinger, struck him out. Second strikeout for Tewksbury, but the 2-run home run from Don Baylor, and we are tied at 3 as we go to the bottom of the third. Do it for the Yankees. It'll be Mattingly, Winfield, and Washington. Mattingly fouled out to Gedman his first time up. 4-11, and that is a ground ball to first. Evans will take it to the bag himself. 1 away. For Mr. May, Dave Winfield, he walked and scored his first time. 5-8, and that is a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Barrett, 2E11. 2 and a 5, that'll be iffy, but I think he'll get to it. Yep, G3, the pound's irrelevant, so 11 there. E11 with an 11, and there's no error there, so Barrett makes the play. 2 down. For Claudell Washington. Washington had a big triple that was amended to a double because he has no triples real world. 5-10. Let's ground ball to second. That will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Boyd. Much better. We had a great first and third inning. That was that second inning that got to him. At the end of 3, we are tied at 3. Both pitchers have 5 for fatigue. So if they make it to the 5th inning, I'll be shocked. But they could. You never know. Leading off would be Spike Owen. He had a big RBI single for the first run of the game for the Red Sox. End of the game, actually. 4-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to Mattingly. He'll just step on the bag. Easy play, 1 away. Rich Gedman steps to the plate. 4-9, and that's a solid double for Gedman. He is singled and doubled. Go-ahead run is in scoring position for Ellis Burks. He's 0 for 2. Just missed a home run last time on a ballpark blast. 3-4, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Tewksbury. And now it's going to be up to Marty Barrett in the clutch. Marty Barrett loses a couple of hits. 112, 2-8, 3-5, and 3-8. Loses 4 hits by being in a clutch situation. That's a 1. Tewksbury's wild pitch. I don't have to look at it. It's on his card. He has no wild pitch rating, so no worries there. 6-3, and that's going to be a ground ball pitcher X. So he's a 3E0. So we know he can't. Make an error. I'll make sure there's no rare play, and there isn't. So just have to get to it from a 3 and a 13. I do believe that's good enough for at least a G2. Let's see here, 3 and a 13 is it? Yep, it's a G2, and that's gonna with the third out of the inning. Doesn't matter. That'll take care of it. Tewksbury keeps the score right where it is. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 3. It'll be Easler, Pagliarulo, and Salas due up for the Yankees. For 10, and that is a ballpark single check, 1-7, but that's going to be it. So we'll keep the fly out to center. Since that failed, brings up Pagliarulo. 6-6 to the lefty. Ground ball to first. Evans takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down for Mark Salas. 4-5, and that's a solid. I'm sorry, I was looking at 5-5. 4-5 is an in-home run chance, 1-4. That's a 5, which is listed as a triple, but of course, Salas, we're not going to give him a triple. He'll take a double. He had no triples real world. Slow as he is, there's no way he's going to hit a triple. So it's a double for Salas, and that brings up Tollison. Clutch situation. 110, it's a grounder to short, and that'll end the inning. So we've completed 4. The score is still tied at 3 apiece. And this is the fatigue inning for both pitchers coming up right here, the 5th inning. And actually, I think both managers are ecstatic that the starters are still in there. They were expecting them to exit much sooner, but the fact they can pitch into the 5th is probably a good thing for them. All right, here is Wade Boggs. It'll be Boggs, Rice, and Baylor, heart of the order. For the Red Sox, Boggs 2 for 2. That's a 6-9, and he's 3 for 3. Wade Boggs doing what Wade Boggs does, 3 singles in a row. And again, the go-ahead run is on base for Jim Rice. He's 0 for 2. Yankee bullpen is loosening. Cecilio Guante is loosening in the Yankee bullpen. 5-7. Ground ball second base X. Randolph is not holding on Boggs, so he keeps his 2E17. Potential double play. 2 and a 17. That's definitely going to be a G1. Just checking for the error. That's an 8, and Randolph is an E17. There is no 8 there. There's a 6, 15, 3, and 18. So it is a Giovanni's Tailor Shop. Tailor-made double play, 4-6-3. To clear the bases. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. Be sure to check them out. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. So here is Don Baylor. 3-7, and he will get a single in a 1-18, so it keeps the inning going. Baylor 2 for 2, plus a walk. And that brings up Dewey Evans. He's walked twice, speaking of walks. And one more base runner, Tewksbury, will hit fatigue. 2-8, struck him out, so he manages to get through the 5 innings. They may start him in the 6th. He's got a little bit of endurance still left. We'll have to wait and see how they play it. But he makes it through 5. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 3 apiece. Top of the order for the Yankees. Red Sox also have their bullpen on standby. Looks like left-hander Tom Bolton loosening in the bullpen. Not to be confused with Michael Bolton. Here is Willie Randolph. 2-7. And that's going to be a solid single for Randolph. And he's going to try to get a lead. Needs a 3 to get the good lead. And can't do it. So he'll hold, and here's Gary Ward. 2-7 for Ward, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout for Boyd. That is his 2nd strikeout. Whoops, hit the wrong button. Let me fix this on the computer. Make sure I'm up to snuff here. Single for Randolph and a strikeout by Ward. All right, here is Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, 0 for 2. .26 for Donnie Baseball. He's 0 for 2, no more. That's a single 2 stars. That'll send Randolph to 3rd. Yankees have something going here in the bottom of the 5th. Winfield is your batter. I think this might be the last guy because 3 lefties are coming up. So Tom Bolton's getting ready to come into this ball game to face these lefties, but they're going to let Boyd face the righty Winfield. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Infield is playing back for a double play. Oh, that white dot never went through. Hold on. 2-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop B, so they only get the fielder's choice. Winfield hustling down the line, beats the throw, and that's going to do it for Boyd. Scoring is Randolph. RBI ground out for Winfield. His 43rd run batted in of the season. Red Sox gambled on the double play chance, and it didn't pay off. But if they played in and we got a pound sign result, then you say, why didn't you play for the double play? So it just depends on what the dice rolls were as to whether it was a good move or not. But now we go to the bullpen for Tom Bolton. McNamara bolting for the bullpen for Tom Bolton. So left-hander Tom Bolton is on. We'll get the numbers on Bolton, both in real world and on replay. Tom Bolton, left-hander, 1-0, 4.38 ERA, 62 innings pitched, 83 hits allowed. A lot of hits allowed there. And you can see on his card, that's what his card looks like up close. You can see, especially against right. Well, that column 4 is just terrible. He's going to give up a lot of hits there. So we'll go to the replay and see how he's doing. If he's doing any better than he did in real world. Actually, he is not. He's 0-0 with a 5.12 ERA. 32 innings pitched, 45 hits, 11 walks, 26 strikeouts. But he is on to face Claudell Washington. Winfield's at first and 2 away. Lefty-lefty matchup with Claudell. That's a 1. Let's check Bolton's wild pitch rating. His wild pitch rating is a 10. Balk's a 0, but a 1 to 10, he uncorks a wild pitch. He does not. Gedman was up to the task to block it. Here's Washington. Lefty-lefty, 1-6, struck him out. So Bolton comes in and gets the strikeout. But the Yankees take a 4-3 lead. Now that makes Tewksbury a potential winning pitcher of record and Boyd the losing pitcher of record. Tewksbury's going to come back out. They got Guante ready, but Pinella's going to try to give Tewksbury a little bit more leeway. Let's get the final numbers on Boyd. Now that his time is done, he goes 4 2/3. In fact, we'll go to the box score just to make sure I don't get any mistakes on this. Go to the box score and see what Strat has for Bolton's numbers for the day. 4 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. Walked 1, struck out 2. Bolton is a -1 hold, so is Gedman, so he's a -2 on the hold. All right, top of the 6th, it'll be Mr. Benzinger leading things off against Tewksbury, who's hanging on by a thread as far as fatigue goes. 4-5, switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball to Mattingly. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 down. If they can get 6 innings out of Tewksbury, they'll be ecstatic. Here's Spike Owen. 2-9, and that's a pop out to Mattingly. So 2 easy outs, but Gedman's 2 for 2. So not out of the woods yet. But they will cap Tewksbury at 6 innings regardless. 5-7, and it's a ground ball to second base X. Randolph a 2-17. 2 and a 1. That's going to get through for a base hit. I don't think an 11 is going to be a problem with an error. It is not, but the 2 and a 1 is a base hit. Gedman is 3 for 3. Unbelievable that he is 3 for 3. That brings up Burks. Ellis Burks. If he doesn't get Burks, they may go ahead and go to Guante right after that. They don't want to play around too much. 1-6 for Burks, and that's a split. 1 to 3 is a single. That's a 2. Base hit for Burks, and that's going to be it for Tewksbury. They're going to pull the plug on Tewksbury as far as that goes. They were trying to get him through 6 innings, but we're getting to the point now where runners are in scoring position. You can't take that chance any longer. So they will go to the bullpen for right-hander Cecilio Guante. Guante will come on. He is a +4 hold, makes him a +5. And we'll see what, and actually the computer is telling me Tewksbury's tired, but that's okay because we're taking him out anyway. And we're going to Cecilio Guante. And we'll get the numbers on Guante. Of course, Tewksbury now could win it. He could also lose it if both these runs score. So Guante, go to the numbers on Guante. Guante, 3-2, 5.73 ERA, 44 innings pitched, 42 hits. Let's see how he's doing on the replay. On the replay, he is much better, a little bit better, or actually quite better. 4-1 with a 4.23 ERA, 38 innings pitched, 34 hits, and he also has 2 saves. He had 1 save real world, but he's got 2 saves on the replay. So Marty Barrett, clutch situation against Cecilio Guante. We had a 5-7, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tollison. Tollison, a 3E22. 3-3, that's trouble. 3-3 is trouble. And that's a single 1 star. It's going to load the bases. That's a 10, so I don't think there's any problem with an error there. There is not, but it's a single that loads the bases. So all of a sudden, 3 singles have loaded the bases for Wade Boggs, of all people. Probably the last guy you want to see up there with the bases loaded. But he's up there. It is a clutch situation for Boggs. And ironically, he is not that good in the clutch. 1-8 and 1-11, he loses hits. So he's got a couple of anti-hits there. Guante trying to get out of the inning. That's a 2 possible balk or pass ball. Salas has a 14 pass ball rating, so they better hope it's going to a balk chance. And it is, fortunately for the Yankees. Let's see what Guante's balk rating is. Guante's balk rating is a 0, so they got lucky. It's a 14 wild pitch, but a 0 on his balk, so there won't be a balk. Guante to Boggs, 6-9, and he struck him out. So Guante comes through, keeps things whole for Tewksbury, and they get out of the inning with intact a 4-3 lead. So they leave the bases loaded, and now we can get the final results on Tewksbury from the Strat-O-Matic computer. Tewksbury is going to go 5 2/3. Going to give up 10 hits, 3 runs, they were earned. Walks 3, strikes out 4. But he is the pitcher record to be the winner if the score holds. And Boyd would be the loser, unless the Red Sox tie or take the lead at some point. So Tom Bolton back out. He struck out Washington for his only batter faced. So he certainly got some pretty good endurance remaining for him. So Bolton taking on Easler. Lefty once again, 5-6, and that's a walk. Walk issued to Easler. He's no threat to run. Here's Pagliarulo. .35, and that's a single to center field. 2 on. Easler will stop at second. So 2 on, nobody out. Yankees threatening for more here in the 6th. Those leadoff walks will come back to get you. And that brings up Mark Salas, the catcher. That's a 1-12 for Salas. He's going to foul it out to Gedman behind the plate. 1 away for number 9 hitter Wayne Tollison. He'll turn around, bat right-handed. Tollison 1 for 2. 4-8 switch hitter batting right-handed is a base hit with 2 stars, so Easler will score. Going to third is Pagliarulo. RBI single for Wayne Tollison, his 2nd run batted into the game for Mr. Tollison. He's paying dividends from the 9th position. Yankees lead it now 5-3. Brings up Willie Randolph. Still only 1 out, runners at the corners. Infield is in. They can't take a chance on the double play. They're going to play in. 1-8, and that is a fly ball center field B, question mark. So potential sacrifice fly. Pagliarulo is an 11. We add 2 to it to make it a 13. The center field is a 0. 1 to 13 would be a sacrifice fly. 14 to 20, he'd be out. But I think 1 to 13 is a pretty good gamble, 65%. And he's out at the plate, double play. Well, take the chance, and it doesn't work out sometimes. So Pags is out at the plate, 8-2 double play, ends the inning. Yankees get 1. Don't get any more. We go to the 6th. It is 5-3 Yankees. A big play there from Ellis Burks. Keeps it a 2-run game. Keeps the Red Sox in it. Guante back out to start the 7th. And he'll be facing Rice, Baylor, and Evans. Rice, Baylor, and Evans. We'll back some up now and move this over just a touch. Rice, Baylor, and Evans due up for the Red Sox. 2-3 for Rice is a ballpark single check. It's a 1-7, but that's an 8. So he will line it to short. 1 away. To bring up Don Baylor. He is 2 for 2. Single home run and a walk. 4-5, and this time he's going to strike out. Second strikeout for Guante. And now we got Dwight Evans. 6-7, and that's another strikeout for Guante, his third. Guante impressive in relief. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It is Yankees 5, Red Sox 3. And Bolton coming back out. We'll be facing Ward, Mattingly, and Winfield for the Yankees. Ward 0 for 3. 6-8, and that's a strikeout, make him 0 for 4. So Bolton picks up the K, his second. And Donnie Baseball. Wait, nobody's on base, don't need that. 4-4, and that is a triple 1 to an 11. That is an 11. Mattingly did have 2 triples on the season, so he gets a 1-out triple for Don Mattingly. So now infield will have to come in for Dave Winfield against the lefty Bolton. 1-9 for Winfield. That's a ballpark blast. 1-9, but that's a 16. It's still going to be a sacrifice fly, so that's the benefit there. Failed ballpark home runs default to a fly ball B. And sacrifice fly from Dave Winfield brings home the run. RBI number 44 for Winfield on the replay. It is now 6-3 Yankees. 2 outs, bases cleared for Claudell Washington. 6-10, and that is a ground ball third base. X Boggs, he's already made 1 error in this game. 2-16, 2-9, he'll get to it. 2-9, he'll definitely get to it. And that is a 12. He's an E16. There's no 12, so good play for Boggs to end the inning. But another run for the Yankees. They've scored single runs in the last 3 innings to break the 3-3 tie. And we go to the 8th. It is New York 6 and Boston 3. Guante's still out there. Why not? He's only faced 5 batters. He struck out 3 of them. Only allowed 1 hit. He's got a fatigue of 3. It's Benzinger, Owen, and Gedman, unless they want to do pinch hitting, but kind of hard to pinch hit for Gedman when he's 3 for 3. You could pinch hit for Owen, perhaps. Let's see what they want to do. Benzinger. 3-9 for Benzinger is a fly to right field. one away. See if they want to do anything with Owen, though. Probably not. They'll go and let Owen hit 2-4, and he's going to hit a ballpark single check, 1-7, but that fails. So he grounds it to Mattingly. 2 quick outs. And that will send up Rich Gedman. 3 for 3. 3-8, and this time he's going to finally get out. Ground ball to second will do it. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 6-3. Yankees. Guante could go the distance here and get a 3 1/3 inning save. See how that plays out. Here's Easler to lead things off for the Yankees. The hitman Easler. It's a 5-8, and that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop X. Spike Owen. 3-17, 3-7. That's going to be close, but I think we'll get to it. 3-7, he does get to it. That's a 6, and he is an E17 at short. There is no 6 there, so good play for Spike Owen as they take care of Easler. 1 away. That'll bring up Pagliarulo. 5-5, and that is a 1-14 single. That's a 17, so he's going to line it to Marty Barrett. 2 down for Mark Salas, the catcher. 5-4, that's a ballpark single check, and that will be a base hit for Salas. So a 2-out single by Salas keeps the inning going for the number 9 hitter, Wayne Tollison. No action in the Boston bullpen. They're expecting Bolton to finish this game. 4-9, switch hitter batting right-handed, is a single 1 star. So the Yankees looking to expand the lead. Red Sox might have to get some action going in their bullpen. Here's Randolph. Clutch situation for Randolph. 2-4, and he grounds it to short to end the inning. So Bolton will make it through, and he's going to go 3 1/3, Will Bolton. So he saves the bullpen quite a bit, and he did give up a couple of runs, but he gave him quite a decent outing there out of the pen. Let's see. Well, I'll let the computer, instead of doing the math myself, I'll let the computer do it. We'll get his totals. In the meantime, Guante going for the save. A well-earned save, but right now we'll get the numbers on Bolton. Bolton's going to go 3 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, all earned. Walk 1, strikeout 2. But not a bad outing, all in all. And now Guante will be facing top of the order, Burks, Barrett, and Boggs, with Rice lingering in the background. Guante trying to record save number 3 on the replay. Only had 1 real world. Yankees do have Righetti loosely in the bullpen just in case. They don't want this one to slip away from them. So Righetti is light tossing in the bullpen. 4-10 for Guante. It's a ground ball third base X. That is Pagliarulo. 2-20 for Pags. 2 4 should be okay. It is. That's a 7. He's an E20 at third base. There is no 7 there, so Pags makes the play, and they throw out Burks, 1 away. Here's Marty Barrett. 5-9, and that is a strikeout for Guante. 2 down. It's all up to Wade Boggs. Last chance for the Red Sox is Boggs. 2-6 for Boggs, and he gets a base hit. Well, you know it, 4 hits on the day for Boggs. He's 4 for 5. 4 for 5, and here is Jim Rice. If Guante doesn't get Rice, Righetti will come in and pitch to Baylor and try to get the save. But they're going to give Guante every opportunity to get this save. .29, and he gets him to ground to short, and that's the ball game. So Guante will get the well-earned save. That is his 3rd save of the season. Tewksbury gets the win. He's 1-1. Boyd takes the loss. He's 0-1. Yankees win it 6-3. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 3 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. So let's get this in the computer so we can finish things out and get you set up for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be at Comiskey Park for the Angels and the White Sox. That'll be Wednesday's offering. So Guante, to finish out his line, 3 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. So I say that was a well-earned save. I just didn't feel like bringing in Righetti to steal this from him. I thought Guante earned it. So that's what we went with. Red Sox did leave 10 on base. That was kind of their bugaboo. 10 left on base. Yankees left on 7. Yankees win it, go to 42-32. And what this does for the standings, with that win, the Yankees pulled within 7.5 games of the Brewers, and they have a 2-game lead now on the Tigers. So they lead the Tigers by 2, and they are 7.5 behind Brewers, and they are 4.5 behind second place Toronto. But in the American League West, California, it trails Oakland by 7 games, but they get a chance to make up a half a game, as they will be taking on the White Sox tomorrow from Comiskey Park. And as we turn the page, we will see if I can get this thing straight. It'll be Floyd Bannister for the White Sox against Mike Witt for the Angels, and it's a bit of a threshold game, milestone game. Game number 500 on the replay will be tomorrow. Thank you, Dan, and Are You Talking to Me? Hello, and thank you, Jason, and everybody else who has watched and either watched it live or is going to watch this later on. Thank you all for spending part of your time to watch this ball game and follow along the 1987 replay. That'll do it from here. Yankees win it by the score of 6-3. And until tomorrow from Comiskey Park, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I'll see you all down the road.